we always thought that it is going to be a crowded market. We never thought that it's going to be a winner takes it all, or there are only going to be 3 or 4 players. But I think what is important is that within the crowded market also, everyone's found their own niche, right? If you look at co-working, it's divided into 3 or 4 segments. There is one set of co-working which only focuses on startups. Then there's another set of co-working which is only focusing on SMEs and short-term requirements of enterprises. And then there's the third set which focuses only on enterprises. I think the crowded bit is the first two. The focus on enterprise bit is the one that is not as crowded. It is crowded, but it is not as crowded as the other two versions. So I think the fact that many people are adapting this and many people are opening up co-working space means that the concept is here to stay, right? People have accepted this as an alternative to traditional office spaces. So while on one side it's great that these many players are there, on the other side I think the niche that you pick up is very important. While we have competition in co-working as a segment, but within that segment, the niche that we're targeting is enterprise, which I don't think a lot of players are competing in. Well, obviously WeWork was the giant in the industry. They were the ones that were leading the co-working revolution, if I may call it that. But I think again, it's the segments that you start targeting, right? I don't think we were competing directly with WeWork because we weren't focusing on the kind of clientele that WeWork goes after. We were focusing on more of the enterprise side of clientele, which is the traditional office space. So we like to think that we were competing with traditional office spaces rather than other co-working players at that point of time. And I think it's about the metrics, right? At the end of the day, one needs to understand that profitability is very, very important, especially in real estate where you want to grow every 2, 3, 4 years. So in order to achieve those numbers, profitability is important, and our focus has always been towards that. Whenever we wanted to go in for funding, right, the most important thing for us was to prove to ourselves that we will be able to capitalize, and the proof of concept is there. We always knew that we were different than co-working, so we had to establish our own, kind of a segment that we were going after. I think the last 3 years has been doing towards that, right? We've invested significant amount of money from the founders itself who have come in and invested that money to grow the company to a certain extent where we were confident enough that we had the capability to take up external funding and add that responsibility to ourselves too. I think that is where we were more comfortable, and that's why we didn't go out for a pre-series A or a smaller round of funding, because we wanted to make sure that our proof of concept is there, and the funding really helps us scale what we've done so far. Whatever our model has been evolved to, we're just scaling that now. So in order to get to that perfect model, we wanted to make sure that we're using our own money to get it to that. And honestly, I think the synergies with Keppel Land really matched, right? They're one of the leading conglomerates with real estate interest in Southeast Asia, and I think that just the interest with respect to what we are doing, our focus is on enterprises, is something that we thought that they really understood and aligned with our kind of goals. So I think that's why it was a great partner to partner with.
Liked the video? Then don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to Entrepreneur India. Hit the bell icon to get notified for more such videos.